questions of the general manager?
If I may, thank you, Shirley, thank you, Tom, and your committee members. I understand the significance of what you're saying, that this should be directed by an individual and that should be a value. I'd offer an encouragement for the board to discuss in future board meetings, possibly at tomorrow's retreat, that we spend a lot of time on a lot of issues. Outside of the board meetings, board members are involved in the Committee on Accessible Transportation, the Metropolitan Advisory Committee, the Finance Committee. We talk a lot about investments. I can't think of a greater value, a greater passion, a greater subject to talk about it and commit to than safety. Imagine how many folks we carry and how many employees we serve and benefit from. I would ask us to think about how can we aid Neil. I would ask us to imagine if the recommendation to form an advisory committee is created, is followed through upon, that we designate a board member to participate in that, that we imagine that that's not only a policy action, it's not only an enabling action, but becomes financial commitments, as we've talked about in the past. We have to make it that essential, that top priority. Tom, Shirley, your recommendations about measuring safety, I think, do several things. It informs us. It compels us. I mean, if you go to a construction site and it says 565 days of work-free accidents, I don't want to be the person to make it back to zero. So I think that compels everyone who's participating. I think it informs us how to take the next step. But I also think it does something that would be also part of our board. I think we need to do a better job of engaging the public as board members and our partners. So if we're able to measure our results, and we can go to, as a board member, to our districts of public riders, employers, union members, and say, we want to join you and be part of this measurable improvement, then we really do a good board job. So I'd like to ask us to measure and report as board members participate. And then along the way, like those signs say 565 days of work-free accidents, accident-free work, celebrate. I mean, this is an economy that there's far too little celebration. If we're safe, we got to celebrate that. So thank you both. Thank you,
Very good.
Other questions of the gentleman? Okay.
Moving on, and I'll promise to make this quick, but as you know, we enjoyed a visit in this region by our president last week, and we did try some new things in terms of responding to the system. As you know, that while the president's motorcade is moving down I-84, we were asked to stop the trains adjacent to that. So we did, I think, a good job of getting the word out to our customers through the press and with our alert system. So what we actually were able to do is essentially freeze the east side portion of the system. And so there were some delays that people may not have understood in East County or along the Green Line where the motorcade wasn't, but that was all in place so that we can more readily get the system and its intervals of service back into proper operation and proper sequence rather than have everything stack up at one place along the system. So we're very pleased. We had a 25% increase in the number of service calls that we received at our call center related to getting information about that. We actually on that day carried 28,000 extra riders compared to our normal system. So a lot of people were on the system, and we had only one complaint. So we're really pleased with that outcome. And despite the disruption, I think Portlanders were very patient. Very proud the president was visiting, and we were able, I think, to accommodate, get the system back into full sequenced operation in a very quick manner. So again, my thanks to the operations staff for the great work that they did in doing that. I just wanted to note also related to Revolution, we hosted over 1,200 enthusiastic rail supporters from around the country and actually the world last week. I know a number of the board members were able to participate in one session or another of that. It was, I think the highlight would obviously were keynote addresses from Congressman Blumenauer, as well as a plenary session I was able to MC that included Deputy Secretary John, USDOT Deputy Secretary John Bukhari, and Ron Sims from the Department of Housing and Urban Development, and HUD's, and a number of other influential people. I did want to just also note very quickly about ridership. We were down just 0.2% this September compared to last September. That was on the bus side. The rail side had an increase of about 7.5% from ridership. You have the full report. I won't go through all the details. Green Line is now up at 20,800 daily riders, and West continues to set new ridership records. So we're beginning to get a positive response. Over 29% increase over the last year. I also just want to note two other very quick things. We have a new agency fact sheet. You've been provided that at your desk. It's updated facts and figures about the system. And finally, I just wanted to note that we have won another series of APTA awards. My congratulations to Carolyn Young and her marketing staff. We won APTA's grand prize for the Green Line opening and the Dirty Words campaign that you might know about. And first place for social media for the haiku contest that we also ran. So a lot of credit for their creativity and innovation in a period of time when we've had little or no money available for marketing. They've done a terrific job of getting the word out. With that, I'd be happy to answer any other questions. And again, my thanks again to Tom and Shirley and all members of the task force.
Yes, thank you. Any other questions of the general manager?